with journals, art projects, organized planner chic. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Organized Planner Chic. I'm Lucinda, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so and select the bell for notifications. Well, first, I want to thank all my Patreon members who help make it possible to create videos like this. Well, thank you guys so much. And if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. All right, you guys, I'm going to be planning this time without any stickers. Yes, I just sometimes want to have a little break from that and just do a little doodling or sketching and trying to see how creative I can be. So I'm starting off using a Tombow mono pen in 01. Which I love the Tombow mono pen, and one of the reasons why I'm using that pen, and here in a little bit I'll be using some jelly roll pens, is because this is a DIY Hobonichi Weeks using printables from my Etsy shop, and I printed this one on just some regular printer paper. It's actually a little bit heavier than your typical printer paper, but it's still, you know, printer paper, and I didn't want to use any markers or anything that would just bleed through, even though there might be a couple of spots here and there where I pressed a little hard or maybe went back over some ink and maybe it showed just a little bit, but I really didn't want to be worried about that, so I could just sketch, you know, freely. And I decided to just do some flowers. I do like to doodle flowers. They're fun and pretty easy to do. And I wanted to kind of lift my spirits up a little bit. I've been a little bit down, just a lot of change. My daughter is moving away for the first time, and that's just a big, I don't know, I wasn't emotionally prepared for it, apparently. So that is coming up on the 18th, yeah. And then, you know, there's a lot of adjustments just with our house that we're putting up for sale in Oklahoma. Our tenants finally moved out, but they didn't completely move out, and they've still got stuff there. Our real estate agent is dealing with that, and then we're trying to make sure we get all of their deposit back because they had like 10 cats inside of the house and dogs. I don't know how many dogs all over the carpet. They weren't cleaning up behind them. Only the living room had carpet though, but still it was a large area and it has a stench in the house, even though we paid to have it completely cleaned, and they did a good job with that. We can tell from the pictures really well, but they did not. They really damaged the carpet and the smell. Well, I think they may have gotten all of the stains or most of them out, but just the smell, and then which means it's expensive to replace carpet, especially for a large area. So we've got new expenses for that. And like a couple of the pictures that the agent took were before they had gotten stuff off of the porch, and that's in the listing, which affects the listing. I'm just not happy about that, and so I'm trying not to worry about added expense and delays in selling it, and making sure we get all of the money that we had to have in a separate account with the property management company for any repairs, to make sure we get all of that money in a prompt timeline. You know, and then my husband and I are both full-time entrepreneurs now. You know, it's just a lot. And so I'm trusting God, but also trying to really pay attention and be aware of things that we need to follow up on. And it just adds more things to the schedule, which sometimes can make it harder to get the regular things done that I need to do for my business to, you know, meet my goals there and earn income. So prayers are much appreciated. I am taking everything to God in prayer. I am sharing it with my sisters at Celebrate Recovery. If you didn't know, I struggled previously with PTSD, and I completed therapy for that through the VA and through Celebrate Recovery, and I now lead the small group for PTSD at Celebrate Recovery, and my husband and I are both over that ministry at our church. So I don't keep those fears and concerns to myself. I do share them, and I'm sharing them with you guys. So yeah, so that is the long story for why I decided to doodle some flowers on here. And so right now I'm just kind of setting up the page, and I really like the way that it turned out, the way it looks in black and white. And I started to just leave it like that. But then I thought, no, I don't know how I'm going to feel as the week goes on. Am I going to kind of feel the need to color during the week, which just adds more to my plate? And I thought, no, I think I'll just go ahead and color, which you'll see me do that here shortly. But I'm going to add in like some hearts for my bullet points, Monday through Friday, and then I'm also going to put some in there for Saturday and Sunday, but fewer ones because, you know, it's the weekend. And then let's see, my birthday is on the 21st, so wanted to make sure I drew in a box for that, and I drew in a box for Monday for admin day. But as I looked at it, I thought, oh, I think I'll put boxes in all around on the left and the right side, which I'll be doing that here in just a moment. So yeah, so let me know, do you ever just, in the comments below, do you ever do anything other than stickers in your Hobonichi Weeks? Or do you only do, you know, drawing the lines, and maybe you never do stickers and you're just more of using it functionally? If you are that way, do you draw in any boxes or lines, or you just kind of put in, you know, just write in there? I know I have some friends that they just write in there. They don't do any type of setup like this at all, but they'll like color code, you know, like they'll highlight everything that has to do with work in one color and everything has to do with church, that kind of thing, all in one color, and it works really well for them. And I kind of, sometimes I wish I was that way. I wish I would do that more, where I could just use the planner simply in the way that it was designed, but then that's just not who I am. And I think it's important for us to be true to who we are. At the same time, I think it's okay to experiment or give yourself a break and just do something a lot more simply sometimes. And then if you're more of the more simply type of person, I think it's good to branch out and do a little bit more creative things every now and then, you know, just kind of see if you might like it, or see if you might want to do something a little bit differently. So right here I am coloring in, I'm using jelly roll pens. I'm coloring that purple flower, and I did not like the way it turned out because it was so dark, and I didn't realize that at the time, and I thought it just kind of took away from the look for it. So then I started coloring everything in with the other pens, but just kind of halfway coloring them, not fully, and then I didn't like that. I thought, okay, I'm gonna just keep doing this, and then by the time we get done with the last one, we'll see if I like it. And I wound up not liking it. And so, oops, sorry, my chair is squeaking. And so I did, you will see me here in the video coloring everything this halfway style. But then off camera, I went ahead and finished coloring it in, but I needed to look at it a little bit more closely, and I didn't want my head in the film the whole time. So I just did that part off camera, which you could tell in the thumbnail that I did color everything completely. And so here I'm just going ahead and doing the rest of it in that same style. So yeah, so I'm kind of running out of stuff to talk about while we're here watching me color this. But so it's February. It's the second month of the year. I am feeling good about my start for the year. I did really good on my goals for January. I'm doing good, and I'm also doing some really good assessing, you know, some good assessments this month of looking at my routines and figuring out, making sure I'm adjusting where I need to. I know sometimes, because I used to really have a big problem with perfectionism as part of PTSD, and I do have to always watch it and pay attention if I sense that I'm kind of being that way again. But and so I would establish things, and it was like so hard for me to change them, because rather than recognize something wasn't working and figuring out a way to make it work, I would just, you know, or figuring out that I need to change it so that it would work, I would try to beat that wrong thing to death into working. And, you know, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And so I've been paying attention, and I did a really good job of setting up my goals and trackers for them for my when I set up my 2020 bullet journal. So you can check that video out and see how I'm tracking things. And I also, actually, I think I did that in my video for why goals fail. I can't remember which one, but it's in one of those two videos. But I'll do the iCard for you guys for both of them. And so anyway, I did a good job, and so I'm paying attention, and I decided to change a couple of things, couple of days that I do certain things around on my concerning my Etsy stuff, and so I'm really paying attention to that. And I think I told you guys in a previous video that I did start going back to a specific time to go to bed and a specific time to get up in the morning. And that is awesome. Yes. All right. Well, I'm all done, you guys. It is all set up now. I hope you guys like it. I'm really happy with it, but I just realized while I'm looking at this right now that I did not color in that purple flower at the bottom left. Oh well, I'll get that done. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. All of my subscribers get an additional discount from my Organized Planner Chic Etsy shop. And in my shop, I make products for traveler's notebooks, bullet journals, and Fauxbonichi Weeks. Also, check me out on Instagram at Organized Planner Chic, where I post all of my creative ventures and adventures. I have 2 Facebook groups. The one that's local is called Organized Planner Chic Crew, and we get together once a month in person and have lots of planner fun with D-stash and a potluck and usually a craft of some kind and all of our planners and pins and all that good stuff. And then the one for anyone around the world is called Organized Planner Chic Crew. And there we do giveaways, and we try to stay in touch just about every day with different posts and Facebook Live and videos and all that good stuff. And then if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. And until next time, happy planning!